Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles and the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles take on Alex Smith and the Washington Redskins. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just a few moments ago, it was the Redskin defense being introduced, and the largest cheers went for their Pro Bowl quarterback, Josh Norman, as he and his guys get set to do battle with the Philadelphia Eagles. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they interplay here. They come in losers of 2 straight.
To lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. As you get a peek at a man who entered the league in 2012 as a third-round draft pick, Nick Foles.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And here are the starters for Philadelphia.
Back after offseason rotator cuff surgery is Alshon Jeffrey, who played with the injury all of 2017 and still caught 57 passes for 787 yards and 9 touchdowns. What makes him special? Not just his size, but his athleticism, which was on display, and a brilliant catch for the first touchdown of Super Bowl 52, and also on display throughout the entire playoff run.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Foles. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Here's Foles. Caught right right side, Tate. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ring.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Pernell McPhee. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now Foles. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the #1 overall selection back in 05 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And a quick look at Washington's offense.
Former 4th-round pick out of Duke is Jamison Crowder. Now, he doesn't grab a lot of headlines, but he's been quietly dependable for his first 3 years in the league. Shifty, excellent route runner from the slot position, finds his way open, and catches the football. Yeah, he's dependable. Quarterbacks love to throw to him.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. It's the Eagles with the early lead. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out.
Yeah, go, let's go.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Back deep here, Jamison Crowder. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Ready, line, 80. I said.
On 1st down, it's Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. On the ground, it's Thompson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Right back to him on first down. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They run it here with Thompson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
This defensive unit ranks 3rd in the NFL against the run. If they keep making plays like that, they might move up in the rankings, but you got to like what they're doing. Plugging up the middle, able to run to the perimeter. People just can't do much against them.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll run with Thompson. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
3rd and long, it's Smith. Jordan Reed has it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Eagles have recovered.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Thompson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
I said 180.
He's going to get it running right. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Now Smith on 3rd and goal. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine a head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. We do know that they are postseason bound, but they're leaking a little oil, so to speak, as they kind of limp into January.
Yeah, and that oil can set fire to their season, can't it?
Look at that.
See what I did there? But here's the thing that we've both seen in the NFL. Teams down the stretch playing really well. Sometimes it doesn't carry over into the playoffs. Sometimes teams that aren't playing well now, if they have good leadership at the head coaching spot and the coaching staff and within the locker room, they can find a way to turn it around. But no one wants to be on a losing streak as they head into the playoffs.
So getting in there to swat that one away, Josh Norman defensively.
I still remember the first time I saw him in person. It was a postseason college all-star game. And he's out of Coastal Carolina, and he was the buzz of the week. Everyone kept talking about that corner. Got to go back and do more work on him. It's paid off pretty darn well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Josh Norman's had quite an impact in the NFL.
Coastal Carolina round 5, and now a stud. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's a give to Fournette. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now it's Crowder. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Smith on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Throwing again is Smith. And Reed with it over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. To the air again, Smith. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Smith throwing again. This will be caught at about the 5. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Josh Doctson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and the lead is now 10-7. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Ertz has it left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Time to spotlight the quarterback, Alex Smith. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. Yeah. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On 1st down, Smith completes it right side to Doxson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An out-cut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
I said,
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It'll be a Redskin 1st down as Smith hits Crowder.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jordan Hicks in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And at the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Smith. Able to shake him off. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
That's be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Taken in at the 22. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Foles. He's got his man. This is Tate. And taking it across midfield.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worrying about traffic coming out on the other end.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Clinton Dix there for the stop.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Let's go. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Here's Foles. It's complete left side to Aguilar. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And that was well defended. And as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Play action. It's Smith.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has a...
And it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And it won't count for 6. He's brought down, but inside the 5. First and goal at the 4-yard line. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space there. They elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it, try and create some space, some room, and it went awry, didn't it?
He's going to get it running right. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They try to fire up the run game with Adrian Peterson. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Shrugs him off. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And he lost 6 there on the 1st down play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Foles. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Here's Harris to return it. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
I said line 80.
Here's Smith now on second down. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And almost intercepted. That would have been his 3rd pick in this game alone. Instead, 4th down.
Well, man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. This is fielded at the 7. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't. And a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
They'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Back to throw here. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Oh, he will not go down.
Have to retake those ankles.
Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Alex Smith and the offense heading out for their next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisper.
In trouble, and he's taken down. Nigel Bradham in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On second down, here's Smith. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because they have, you're right, they have had no room to breathe. Throwing on 3rd and long. Smith. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Nigel Bradham in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Tressway now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Foles now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. A handoff to Fournette. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. That one looks like he'll throw here. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Elliott now to kick this one away. Here's Harris to return it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. To throw is Smith. It's hauled in by Dodson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. On 1st down, it's Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And now running right through it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Throwing again is Smith. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Counting down at 30 seconds remaining. From the gun on third down, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. The quick slant caught. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other
right?
sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Fournette. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. The Eagles on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together.
For the Eagles, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, it'll be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 6-10. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
go.